Yeah, I know there is a secret to the right, but I think I need to beat the game. Or at least more levels. Thing is, it wasn't really that non-linear enough. Also, it needed to be compressed more. There was too much quote-unquote dead air. And this time the energy elements are color-coded based off of what tier you got them in. Wait, there was also a secret added to the bottom left. See that ladder? Can't reach it just yet. Before I move on to tier 3, I'm gonna buy some stuff at Eddie's shop. 10 chroma key for all the bolts. I want a charged buster upgrade. And the skull amulet. Next thing I want is the drop rate upgrade and the uncharged buster upgrade. On to tier 3, whose levels are in from 12th place to 9th place. Oh wow. I now understand what Buster was saying. Originally this tier hub world wasn't upside down. Now we also have ice physics here. Now we're right side up. Well, but I see what I need to do here. I guess this is the next level? I sure hope. Alright, in 12th place is Wily Combo by Mitch Shedder 93 with a score of 48.4. I need to eventually replay through Mega Man Unlimited by using Whirlpool Man, or I mean the Z prototype. And sheesh, the volume is suddenly increased. Give me a moment. Alright, turn it down just a peck. Nice idea having a different version of these. This stage actually uses graphics from Mega Man the Wily Wires, I think. And that's also why we have ladder shadows. This part of the stage forces you to use the rush shed, and originally it was quite possible to clip right through rush shed and fall into the abyss, but that's been fixed thankfully. And before I forget, here's the upgraded charge shot. It now has the same size as the one from Mega Man 5 instead of the one from Mega Man 6, and now it's shiny. Plus it deals 1 more damage per hit. Oops. I was paying too much attention to the spine there, that I missed the spike. I say Mega Man Unlimited is actually more difficult than Mega Man 11, but the main reason for that is due to the checkpoint placement, or rather the lack of it in some places. Oh, I have some bad memories of those spinning tops, and you'll see why in a future level. Long story short, in the original MaGMML1, they were coded poorly. They were coded so poorly that they'd move in the background even if you pause the game. I forget which game this stomper comes from. Well, at least the stage sort of has a boss, this giant snakey. It could have had its creation code modified to fire faster. That explains a lot. I didn't realize that Tier 7 was inspired by this comment. I'll read all the interesting facts, then I'll loop back around and read the judge comments. I much prefer this comment compared to the previous one in MaGMML1. Speaking of which, next stop is an 11th placed Napalm Forest Encase by me, with a score of 52.2. I'll have to play through the stage twice as it has two main pathways. Long story short, I don't look too fondly back at this stage. It has a bunch of issues. First and foremost, it's way too long. First path split, I'll first take the upper route, and then during my second playthrough, I'll take the lower route. This route focuses more on the bouncy springs. And me forgetting to stop holding down the jump button. I'm so used to how the stage played in MaGMML1, but now the engine is much more smoother, so my timing's a bit off. Yeah, I heard of the sequel, but is it in the concept stages right now, or is it being programmed? Mega Man Prototype? Yeah, that's the one. I swear I don't remember that jump being that difficult. Checkpoint down over here. Essentially what I did was remake the original Napalm Man level and add my own twists and essentially elongate it. Mega Man Unlimited's engine also had a few other issues, like it was a pain to create levels in it. And this is where the two pathways link up with each other, and this is where the next path split is. I didn't figure out how to do animations here, so all the water's frozen, even though the water still has an effect. So just imagine the waterfalls being under the effect of the Bright Stopper. Was Wily 4 the Hatches stage? I know Y3 was the reverse gravity stage, but was Y4 the Roadmaster rematch room? Okay, 4 is rematches. I know why I got a negative score then, but not a negative score, why Buster doesn't like it. Some of those rematch rooms are just the preceding mini-stages, they're just too difficult, or way too punishing, especially considering the lack of lives you have in retries. Tankman's free rematch room, for example. At least that's how I felt. Honestly, this level in retrospect feels like 3 or 4 levels glued together. And not in a good way. Where the 2 pathways link up with each other? At least Glue Man had a very predictable pattern. The hardest boss for me was, I think Jetman or Trinitroman. Don't get me wrong, I got past that roam, pre-rematch roams, but that was thanks to in part due to all the upgrades I had. Also placing the pop-up attackers down over there so you can see where they pop up from. Oh, that's different. In my original version of the stage, they were immortal, but here, they aren't immortal. And that's the end of the level. There would have been a battle against Napalm Man here, a modified version, but I ran out of time, plus several things went wrong in real life. They are a bit off, among other things. Now for the second route to this level. In general, the main problems of the stage is that I bit off more than I can chew, and this stage focused on way too many ideas at once that it felt like 3 or 4 stages glued together. Now for the lower route. Go down this ladder, go to the left for an extra challenge. Although the upgraded Mega Buster really breaks the challenge. And you get a spare E-Tank. 80 tanks already, I'm almost full. I played and beat Unlimited 3 times, by the way. I used to like it a lot more, but after playing a bunch of other Mega Man fan games, I can definitely see its issues. What I really credit Mega Man Unlimited for is inspiring many Mega Man fan game developers to get their feet wet. Not to mention it was a major improvement in terms of engine quality, in comparison with most other Mega Man engines beforehand. I mean, the next best engine following the Mega Man Unlimited engine or the Mega Man Rock Force engine would probably be the MaGMML2 engine, if we're going by eras. And in some ways, Mega Man Rock Force felt a bit more inaccurate compared to the NES titles relative to Mega Man Unlimited's take. Go for it, I want to see a 16:9 resolution version of the Megamix engine. I know Mega Man Unlimited has 16:9 resolution, and I really wish more Mega Man fan games play with the resolution more. I wish Mega Man Triple Threat didn't stop development. Haven't played through the game as Zero yet. Time for the underwater rod, which takes heavy inspiration from Bubble Man. And the same enemies from the original game. These feel a lot more aggressive though. I wish this mini-boss was part of the Mega Man Maker engine by this point. And this room is a pain to do with Buster only. Okay, for a second there I wondered why it despawned. Trying to do this damage list is a huge pain. I should have not placed all these enemies at once, especially the shotmen. If this stage focused on a smaller set of gimmicks, it'd be much better. Alright, here's one of my favorite sections of the stage, a modified spike fall section. Just need to fall down these jar blocks so you can get there safely. Or end up dying because I mistimed my jump. But because I knew players would die somewhat often there, I put a checkpoint right over here. I need to beat the Omega Roadmasters, on the Let's Play that is. You can actually reach that E-Tank from off-screen, by the way. And this is where the two pathways link up with each other and the end of the level. So let's get out of here. As I said, this stage was supposed to end with a boss battle against Napalm Man with a revised pattern, but was cut due to time constraints and real-life issues. But the idea will return later in my MaGMML 2 level, Conveyor Mayhem. Reference Rome Mitral. In 10th place is Hard to See Land by Parmesan with a score of 52.4. And I find it very strange, how did this stage get this high score? Well, I got clipped into the ceiling there. Not the ceiling, but the spike. Now the hard part. Originally, if you pause the game here while on top of these tops, the tops still kept moving, so you can end up getting embedded into the spikes. Yep, version 1.1. There, after at least a dozen deaths I made it here. And I could have just jumped over there. That isn't even supposed to be the hardest part of the level, by the way. Alright, time for the hardest part of the level. Originally this was a pain because of all the glitchy behaviors with these spinning tops. Not so much here, but in the following one. Keep jumping, otherwise you'll be embedded into the spikes. See, this is the hardest part. Just ignore that spinning top, it's a lot safer. This was much worse than the original version of the level though. For one, collision detection was worse, lower frames per second. And it's over. Time for some bright colors until we reach the end of the level. There is another bug at the end of this stage, by the way. If you hug the right side of the wall, you could get stuck in an endless death loop. Although honestly, I still question how did this stage get such a high score. It got into 10th place, but really it should be in tier 2. In 9th place is Maze of Death by Flashman85 with a score of 63.8. Oh boy, this is gonna be a long one. Unlike the original version, this is gonna be a lot easier, mainly because we have an infinite number of lives, so we can't lose progress, as much progress that is. But if this stage takes too long, just use the skip teleporter. It could have been much worse, it could have had Noble Nickels. Now I just need to remember where I'm supposed to go through in this level. This was actually quite a bit more of a controversial level, and I can see why. It's one of the longest levels in the entire game, and you do have to explore a lot of parts of the level in order to succeed. Thank you, Saver. And before I go over there, make sure to hit the checkpoint, or open up this block. Or get killed anyways, because I forgot that. Let's trade the upper route this time. Essentially, this is a refill room. If you're going to play this stage for the first time, I highly recommend you turn off the live system, if you haven't already, and stock up on E-tanks. I mean, in the original MaGMML1, just before the level, in the hub world itself, there was an abundance of lives. And I keep underestimating how big the explosion radius is. Let's try this again. I want to open up that shortcut. If I remember the stage exactly right, then it wouldn't take so long to complete. Oh, wait. There is a secret here. See that thing in the wall? Shortcut. In case you don't want to go through that section. Should have checked that out earlier. Always keep an eye on this level because there are a few more of them, one of which is necessary in order to complete the stage. Super bouncy tiles from Nightman's level. And actually we can see where all these enemies are spawning from. See, there's the end of the level. I could damage boost to get down there, but I don't really have the upgrade, so I have to do it the normal way. I'm already planning on doing it the normal way anyways. I'll need to loop around and get to different parts of this. Mainly I need to get to the bottom left to use the metal blade as well as the solar blaze. After all, this stage is called a maze. If I had weapon pickups, this would directly qualify as a Metroidvania level, due to all the backtracking required. Alright, actually I have to use the metal blade over here. Only 2 things left to go. And you are forced to use special weapons and utilities here, so I'm not complaining too much of forced weapon usage. See, I like the idea behind the stage, but boy, is it long. It was much more punishing in the original too, because you had the limited number of lives, and this stage doesn't really come with a map. The answer is better coding. It does. MaGMML1 Remastered does feel like a pocket version of MaGMML 2 and the future MaGMML 3, based on the levels and entries I've played so far. The other reason why it feels like a Metroidvania is that you open more and more shortcuts as you get further and further along the level. I got clipped against the wall there. Frankly, I don't mind this enemy spam as much because you're using it to refill weapon energy. It's not like Chroma Key where it comes out of everywhere without rhyme or reason. Okay, made it. There is a secret to the right, but I won't go through it just yet. The ladder down over there. A more derpy version of the big fish enemy. Okay, this is where I wanted to go through. And now I can get out of here. Wait a minute. What do I need now? Can I fire it downwards? Oh, I have to do it from the lower side. Silly me, I'm missing one. That's what the other ladder is for. Get D-Tank, and now our way out is open. Time for the boss of this level, the quote-unquote boss. Now, there is a way to circumvent this challenge by damage boosting through that top right ladder. So the boss of this level are all these Sniper Joes. Into the dumpster they go. This was before Flashman85 made Oh Joes, by the way. Jump over it, and There we go. Stay's over. Or is it? I deliberately took a dead over there to showcase them a funny glitch. It still counts as a stage being complete, by the way. So let's do it again. And that's how you do it while surviving. And that was the other reason why it's controversial. What kind of bug though? I guess phasing through the terrain? Anyways, Maze of Death is done. On to the tier 3 boss. So who is this boss? Daggerman, from Mega Man Super Fighting Robot. In the original version, he was based off the hard or very hard mode version of his encounter back in Super Fighting Robot. Oh, trying to juke me there. Oh no, he's in his pissed off phase. And it's over. Daggerman Mach 2 or Mach 3 has been defeated. I say he's about as fun as the original. So this marks the end of Tier 3, but before I leave, as I mentioned earlier, I'll be showing the judge comments in the same order as I went through the levels, just for posterity's sake. Honestly, I find Snow Power went a bit too generous on this level, but it was a nice way of concluding this tier. But I can see how this stage would be enjoyable. And the boss was not disappointing, it was funny. Well, I think this is a good time to end off the stream right now, as the next tier will take at least 30 minutes. And this tier alone took over almost 50 minutes to complete. But before I end off the stream, let me see what else the NPCs have to say. That's quite an interesting costume. And something else I forgot to show earlier is that you can actually have costumes in this game. Well, we already had costumes in the original game, like Proto Man, but you can also now make your own custom costumes. We have Proto Man for 50, Base for 50, Roll for 50, and Custom for 200. So if you want me to use any of the custom costumes that you've created, let me know and I'll try them out for the next stream. The next MaGMML1 Remastered stream will be next week, by the way. Well then, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Toodles!